I'm going to show you how to do some simple video edits. I don't do anything fancy. I don't even have like software that I paid extra money for. I just use the one that came by default on my computer. And I'm using Windows 8. I've done this on Windows 7, Windows XP. But for this video, it's going to be called Movie Maker or Live Movie Maker or something like that, something similar. And the look right here, the layout and all of this, it might look a little bit different, but it's going to look very similar. They just make small little changes as time goes on, and they make little improvements. So this is still going to be very close to it. I'm sure this will help you figure out yours a great deal if it's not identical to this. So here it is. This one is called My Movie Maker, and I'm on Windows 8 right now with this one. So this is what it looks like when you get it open. First, you want to go to Add Videos and Photos. I click that, and it opens this up. So I'm going to open that. I'm going to open, I don't know, this, and I'm going to open, I don't know, a couple of little pictures. We'll do that one and that one. And by the way, to multiple select, I just hold down the control key as I click other pictures. Or I can just open one at a time or multiple or whatever, it doesn't matter. So now I'm going to click, sorry, I should move this down here so you can see. I'm going to click that little open button right there. That'll open everything up. You can see it's all importing. Depending on the size of the files, it might take a minute or two. These are very small, so it's not going to take me long at all. And you can see the scroll wheel on the side. You can see all the little things. You can see how they're separated. This is one video right here. This is where the second one starts. And then you see the little pictures right here. So the videos have that little film strip icon on both ends, and the pictures don't really have anything on both ends. They're just, pictures. Okay, so here's a neat little thing. I don't know, let's say I want to take this picture. I can click it and drag it and put it right there. So it's all very Windows stuff that you're probably already familiar with dragging stuff. You can click an image, right click it, and still the cut copy paste is all there. So if you want to get rid of something, and you've also got them up here, that's the cut or the delete button. So it's very, very Windows. Okay, so here's the type of things that I do. I don't do anything really fancy when I do my videos, and I've gained a pretty awesome loyal following just from doing nothing fancy. So let's say, oh, by the way, put this right there. I click play. Okay, so I'm going to click pause. So let's say for whatever reason I want to edit, and I'll right click where that's at right there, and I'll click on split. Now these are split. These are two separate things. And let's say I wanted to do a neat little transition thing. Well, I click on animation, and there's all these different you hover over it, it's going to look like. It's kind of neat. The one that I use the most is this one right here, phase in sort of thing. Scene to the next scene in a smooth way instead of a rough, abrupt, rude way. I also like this a lot too, so that's kind of neat. And if I find the one I want, I just click on it, and now it's in there. So the way I preview that, I'll just move that a little off to the left like so. I'll click play, watch. And that took 1.5 seconds. So if I want to make that go faster, I can do that, and then it'll go a lot faster, a quarter of a second. Or I can make it go longer and, I don't know, drag it out. And I believe I can actually go on here and manually type like 5 seconds. That might be a little bit ridiculous, but let's see what happens. So you can control the speed of the transitions and all that kind of stuff. Is pretty neat. And then we got a video right here of me. So let's say I'm going to do a little fade thing right there, because that's one of the ones that I like. And I'll make it last about 1 second. And I'm going to go to this picture right here. And let's check this out, how it goes from the picture to the video. See the little scroll thing moving, so you see where it's at. Now it's going to go to the...
What would you rather be doing all day?
And if I don't have that in there, let me take that out. Control Z will undo the last action that I did. There we go. If I don't have that in there, let's move this over so it goes by more quickly. And there might be a time and a place for it to be real sudden like that, but most of the time you want smooth little transaction, or smooth little, what's the word I'm looking for? You want it to flow more smoothly and switch from one scene to the next more smooth. Transition, that's the word I was looking for. Transition more smoothly. So what I'm going to do now is at the end of this, what I like to do, I like to have my little call to action. I'll usually use the title one instead of captions. I mean, you can click on all this stuff and play with it. That's how I figured out what I like to use and what I don't like to use most of the time. But I'll just click on title, and I'll usually drop down. For whatever reason, this freezes for like 5 seconds when I click it. So I just clicked it. Any second, it should unfreeze. There we go. So I might take this down to like 26 font size. Again, very Windows. There's bold, italic, font size, and you can change the colors and all that stuff. So I might have usually something like subscribe to my YouTube channel. I don't know. And maybe I'll have my website in there too. Or if the video is about something specific, there might be a call to action to connect with me on Facebook to learn more about that, or whatever it is that I was talking about. So that's it. And I'll just click over here and I'll drag this whole thing over to the end. And that's it. And again, I will probably want to give that a smooth transition. So I just click on this. Now we can see what that's going to look like. Goes from this picture over to that thing. Whoops. Play. Looks pretty good. And on images, by the way, like this here, let's see, video tools, edit. The duration right now is 7 seconds. So if I want to shorten that, I can make it go 2 seconds. Of course, that messes this up, then I gotta start toying with that, which I can totally do. But let's say I click on this, I want to make this, I don't know, go 15 seconds. And then I can also click on this text down here to line that up correctly, like so. I can also change the direction of the text as well. Up here there's text tools, so I can make that go longer if I want, or shorter. So there's all these little things you can click on and edit and just make it look really nice. So let's play that again. See, 2 seconds quick, it's done. And then this is a lot longer. So you can do that on images. Video, you can't do that because it's a video, it's different. But there's different editing features like video tools. I click edit and I can fade in, I can fade out, which is kind of nice. I can do that with the sound. That's for the volume right there. So that the sound transitions are smooth too, not just video, but sound and video. It's pretty neat. There's all sorts of stuff you can do. So just toy around with this stuff. And those are pretty much edits that I use more than anything else. You just saw me do all that, and I'll put it together in a real simple way. I don't spend a lot of time editing. I just make sure that I have really awesome content in my videos. And the most important thing that I found is to just be authentic, because I hear that a lot from people, is that I don't sound so scripted, and I sound like I'm real, and I'm so uplifting, and I'm honest, and it doesn't sound like I'm just like reading this prompt or whatever. I get that a lot. So just be authentic and be attractive, and create that eager desire in people to want to know more about you and about what you're talking about. And just do it with a real magnetic pull, because this is a form of content, and part of the daily core activity that I always talk about, a big part of it is sharing attractive content with magnetic pull. It can be a text update, it can be a video update, and it can be an image update with some caption on it. Whatever content that you're making, just make it attractive and make it authentic and genuine. And this is one way to do it. And what I love about video that other mediums don't have is that this gives people a deeper way to get to know you personally. I've gotten on the phone with people before where it's like they feel like they totally know me, and this is the first time I've ever, this is the first time we've ever talked ever, and I don't know anything about them at all. They're a stranger to me, but they talk to me like they've known me forever because they watch my videos, and I come off as real personable, and things like that, and just an attractive human being. So it's really awesome. It's a great way for your fans, your admirers, your friends, your prospects, and so on and so forth to get to know you before you get to know them. And it's a great way for that to happen on a one-to-many model, which frees up an enormous amount of time for you when you get really good at doing this. And the only way that I personally got good at videos is I started, and I was terrible at it at first, but I did it every day, And I probably made 100 videos until I finally made one that I kept because they were so terrible. And I was like a different person back in those days when I would see the record light go on, and I just became so nervous and frigid and wasn't myself. It was just through relentless practice that I got really good at these things. And now almost every video that I make is first take material. I just nail it, including this video. This thing that I'm making for you right now is first take. And you've heard me make a few errors with my speech and trying to find the right word and this and that. But it's still overall, it's very fluent and it's authentic, it's honest. And this is honestly how I built up such an honest, loyal, strong following of people. So practice every day, keep it simple, and just start clicking around in this thing and getting used to, just one or two things that you like doing more than anything else. And for me, that happens to be the transitions if I'm connecting more than one thing. And the thing that I add at the end here with the little call to action, and sometimes I might split something. Remember, I put the cursor there, I right click, and I can split videos or pictures or whatever I want. Outside of that, I very rarely do any other edits on my videos. And then of course, last thing, you gotta save it. I mean, you can publish it directly to YouTube or whatever, but I prefer to save it to my computer. This particular thing has a YouTube setting on it, so it already saves it in a way that YouTube prefers it. So then I just click that, and then save as type. I just leave that as is, and then I give it a name, and I'll call it my awesome title for my awesome video. Title it in a way that makes sense and is eye-catching, because if the title isn't good, then it won't matter what the content is about or how great the content is, because it has to be a title that people look at it and they go, oh, I want to click that. So you got to make it good and honest. And then you simply click save, and then it's going to save it to your computer. I'm going to click cancel, and that'll take a few minutes depending on how large the video file is. But then after you save it to your computer, then you go over to YouTube or Facebook or both. I like YouTube the best, and you just upload it right into YouTube from your computer. And then on YouTube, you can give it a short but sweet little small description, and you can give it some keywords so that it shows up in the search engines a little bit better. So that's it. That's my video tutorial on how to edit videos and save them, and or rendering as it's called, and then uploading them into something like YouTube. Enjoy!